Hello, welcome to this midweek lesson. Well, in the last class, we're talking, of course, about numbers. That was actually a review lesson on numbers from 1 to 12. We saw that numbers are, of course, very easy. And not only are they easy, they are equally very, very important, of course, in French, because whenever you have discussions, you always tend to come up with numbers in the course of the process. And that's why the lesson was very important. So I hope you can still remember and, of course, always review how to count numbers in French, not only from 1 to 12, but also, of course, from 1 to 50 at the moment. As we go on, we shall proceed to higher numbers. So let me just give you a reminder or a quick review again on how to count those numbers from 1 to 12. I'm starting from 1, which is un, 2, which is deux, 3, which is trois, 4, which is quatre, 5, which is cinq, 6, which is six, 7, which is 7, 8, which is 8, 9, which is 9, which is 9, 10, which is 10, 11, which is 11, and 12, which is 12. Those were exactly what we saw in that lesson, and of course I hope you never forget that. Meanwhile, in today's lesson, we'll be talking, of course, about French animals. We already know, of course, so many animals in French. We saw some of them when we were looking at the sounds, the ch sound and the f sound. Right here, we're going to, of course, look at more animals, how they are called in French, and obviously, what is good about this link always is that you always have exercises at the end of them. So on the screen, you can see animals named from butterfly right until snake. We're going to look at how to pronounce each and every one of them in French. So please repeat after me. Let's go. Butterfly is called le papillon. Le papillon. Very good. A cat is called le chat. Le chat. Le chat. Great. Next is a cow. A cow is la vache. La vache. Very good. Next is a dolphin. Sorry, a dog. A dog. How do you call a dog? Le chien. Le chien. Next, a dolphin, we call le dauphin. Le dauphin. Le dauphin. Next is a duck. How do you call a duck? A duck is le canard. Le canard. So we are done with that first phase. Let's go on to elephants. How do you call an elephant in French? It's written exactly the same, but the important part to pronounce is between the two E's. You can see there is an accent on both E's, and those E's are pronounced E. So elephant will be pronounced éléphant. Éléphant. Very good. Next, we are looking at a frog. A frog is called la grenouille. La grenouille. Very good. A goat. How do you call a goat? A goat is called la chèvre. La chèvre. Next, a horse. How do you call a horse? We say le cheval. Le cheval. Le cheval. Obviously from the ch sound. Next, a lion. A lion is called le lion. Le lion. Le lion. Very good. You're doing well. And next, we're looking at how to call a monkey. How do you call a monkey? We say le singe. Le singe. Le singe. Excellent. Next, a mouse. How do you call a mouse? You say la souris. La souris. La souris. Very good. After a mouse, we have a pig. A pig is le cochon. Le cochon. Le cochon. Excellent. And after a pig, what do we have? A rabbit. A rabbit is called le lapin. Le lapin. Le lapin. After a rabbit, we have a sheep. A sheep is called le mouton. Le mouton. Le mouton. And finally, a snake. How do you call a snake? We say le serpent. Le serpent. Le serpent. Very good. Clap for yourself. So you can see that after all, it's not that difficult to pronounce or to recall the names of animals in French. Right here, we have a list of domestic and wild animals all mixed together. So right now we're going to again review and recall the animals all over again. Of course, starting from the first, which is le papillon, right on to the last, which is le serpent. So, how do you call a butterfly in French again? Le papillon. Excellent. Next, how do you call a cat? The cat you can see on the picture, an active one. How do you call a cat? Pretty. That's pretty. Very good. The cat, of course, is called le chat. Le chat. The sh sound. After that, we got a cow. And how do we say we call a cow? La vache. La vache. Very good. Now a dog. How do you call a dog? Le chien. Excellent. A dolphin. Le dauphin. Le dauphin. We saw the dolphin when we were looking, of course, at the f sound made by the letter P and H. And you can see it again right here. So a dolphin is what we call le dauphin. Next, a duck. How do you call a duck? A duck is called le canard. Le canard. Amazing. After le canard, we got an elephant. How do you call an elephant? L'éléphant. L'éléphant. Very good. Next, a frog. How do you call a frog? La grenouille. La grenouille. Good. Next is a goat. How do you call a goat? La chèvre. La chèvre. A horse. Le cheval. Le cheval. A lion. Le lion. Le lion. The king of the jungle, of course. In French, we call him le lion. A monkey. an amazing animal, of course, which is always used as a domestic one, but mostly found in the wild. How do you call a monkey? Le singe is the name. Again, le singe. Very good. A mouse. Always we find mouse, a mouse, of course, in houses which are a little bit infested. And how then do you call a mouse in French? La souris. La souris. Perfect. Pig. How do you call a pig? Le cochon. Le cochon. A rabbit. Le lapin. Very good. Le lapin. Next, a sheep. How do you call a sheep? Not a sheep in the sea, but of course the sheep at the farmhouse. We call that le mouton. Le mouton. Perfect. And finally, how do you call a snake? Le serpent. Le serpent. Very well. Clap for yourself. That was a good job. And also, in the next lesson, of course, we're going to try out some sample exercises which are below after this lesson. You can see we have 3 sorts of exercises on this link. The first, which shows game no audio. You're obviously going to have flashcards appearing on the screen with none of the words being pronounced, and of course you are supposed to guess what animals is on the flashcard in French. The one with the audio, you're still going to see the animals, and of course you're going to hear the audios being pronounced. The audios obviously will be in French, some of them in English, and you'll be asked to select the right image on the picture matching to the sound which you get. And finally, we got a flashcard game which will have just the images of each animal displayed on the screen, and the English names will be written in front of them. So once the flashcard appears, you'll be required to do what? To simply guess the animal's name in French, and to check, of course, if you're right about the name which you pronounced, you now click on the flashcard and it's going to turn over where you're going to see the right name in French. So we're going to see, of course, all of that in the next lesson. But as of now, we leave you in this midweek's lesson with the names of these French animals. And of course, it's very important to always keep these vocabularies with you, because we are pretty much coming to the stage where we'll start making some short sentences wherein you'll be expected to pull up your understanding of this vocabulary words, since you'll be using most of them in those sentences. So for now, it's a goodbye from my end, and of course, I wish you a wonderful week ahead, and see you in the next week. For now, it's au revoir et à bientôt. Bye bye.